Welcome to A&M Education, College of Creativity and Technology. In this session, we will discuss about the topic decision tables. A decision table is a way of representing an algorithm in a tabular form. It contains all the possible conditions for a specific problem and the corresponding results using condition rules that connect conditions with results. It consists of rows and columns divided into 4 separate quadrants. They are conditions, condition alternatives, actions and action entries. Conditions. Conditions contains a list of all the possible conditions pertaining to a problem. Condition alternatives. This contains the condition rules, that is, set of possible values for each condition of alternatives. Actions. Actions contains actions which can be procedure or operation to be performed. Last one, action entries. Action entries contains the action rules which specify the actions to be performed on the basis of the set of condition alternatives corresponding to that action entry. Note that each column in the quadrant can be interpreted as the processing rule. The basic 4-quadrant structure is common for all the decision tables. However, they may differ in the way of representation of the condition alternatives and action entries. Steps to develop a decision table. First one, determine all actions that can be associated with a specific module or procedure. Second one, determine all the conditions affecting the decision. Third one, associate the specified conditions with specific actions. In the simplest case, each DET condition in the decision table will be associated with 2 alternatives, that is yes or no. Fourth one, define rules by indicating actions that occur for the specified conditions. Note that in order to build decision tables, first, the maximum size of the table is determined. Any impossible situations, inconsistencies or redundancies are then eliminated from the table. Example, find the decision table for the largest of the 3 numbers A, B and C. The conditions are A greater than B, A greater than C and B greater than C. There are 3 set of rules, that is rule 1, rule 2 and rule 3. Next one is actions. There are 3 actions, that is A is largest, B is largest, C is largest. In the action entries, the actions are written. That is, in rule 1, X denotes A is largest. In rule 2, B is largest. And according to rule 3, that is C is largest. Benefits of decision tables. It is easier to draw and modify a decision table as compared to a flowchart. For the algorithms having complex problem-solving logic, a flowchart may take a number of pages. However, using decision tables, such algorithms can be represented in a compact form. Each column in a decision table represents a unique combinations of conditions and their corresponding actions. This helps to better understand the decision logic of the program. Limitations of decision tables. Most programmers and beginners are more familiar to flowcharts rather than decision tables and thus prefer to use flowcharts. Next one. The greater the size of decision table, more difficult will be to modify it. Pseudocode. Pseudocode is made up of two words, that is pseudo and code. Pseudo means imitation and code refers to instructions written in a programming language. Pseudocode is an outline of a program written in a form that can be easily converted into actual programming statements. It is also known as PDL, that is Program Design Language, as it emphasizes more on the design aspect of a computer program or structured English, because usually pseudocode instructions are written in normal English but in a structured way. The goal of writing pseudocode is to provide a high-level description of an algorithm which facilitates analysis and eventual coding, but at the same time suppresses many of the details that are insignificant. Pseudocode uses some keywords to denote programming processes. Some of them are as follows. Input. It is used to read, obtain, get and prompt. Output as print, display and show. Compute as compute, calculate and determine. Initialize as set and initialize. Add one as increment. Example, write the pseudocode to calculate the area of rectangle. Prompt the user to enter the height of the rectangle. Prompt the user to enter the width of the rectangle. Compute the area by multiplying the height with width. Display the area. Stop. This is how we are writing pseudocode to calculate the area of rectangle. Pseudocode guidelines. Statements should be written in simple English or any preferable natural language and should be programming language independent. Steps must be understandable, and when the steps or instructions are followed, they must produce a solution to the specified problem. Pseudocode should be concise. Each instruction should be written in a separate line, and each statement in pseudocode should express just one action for the computer. Capitalize keywords such as read, print, and so on. Each set of instructions is written from top to bottom with only one entry and one exit. It should allow for easy transition from design to coding in the programming language. Benefits of pseudocode. First one, since it is language independent, it can be used by most programmers. It allows the developer to express the problem logic in plain natural language. It is easier to develop a program from a pseudocode rather than from a flowchart or decision table. Programmers do not have to think about syntaxes. They simply have to concentrate on the underlying logic. The focus is on the steps to solve a problem rather than on how to use the computer language. The words and phrases used in pseudocode are in line with basic computer operations. This simplifies the translation from the pseudocode to a specific programming language. Unlike flowcharts, pseudocode is compact and does not tend to run over many pages. Its simple structure and readability makes it easier to modify. Limitations of pseudocode. It does not provide a visual representation of the program's logic. There are no accepted standards for writing pseudocodes. Programmers use their own style of writing pseudocode. It is quite difficult for the beginners to write pseudocode as compared to drawing a flowchart.